Hello my dear students, it's a pleasure to meet you in our educational program of Geology and Environmental Sciences. In our today's program we will have a general revision of the past syllabus. Let's start with the followings. Now my dear students, we will start with a kind of questions where we show you a diagram and we ask you an explanation for this diagram. What are the structural types of the diagram? As you see my dear students, we can see grabens and the explanation. These types of structures develop when the two hanging walls of two normal faults combine with each other in one rock block. Also we can see horst. Horst is a structure developed when the two-foot wall of two normal faults combine with each other in one rock block. As you see, if it is the lower block or the higher block, we got grabens or horst. Now let's go to the next diagram. As you see, the question is right on the soil horizon. As you know, we have an upper horizon and we can call it a horizon. It's commonly grayish in color because of the addition of humus resulting from the decay of plant roots and animal tissue. And then the upper horizon A is decayed as the zone of leaching. It is described as the zone of leaching, and because the percolating water moves the soluble salts and the finest clay particles downward to the underlying horizon. It's another name for the uppermost horizon. It is a percolating horizon. Then we have the next subsoil horizon. It is B horizon. It is also known as the zone of accumulation because it has grain parts of the soluble salts and iron oxides leached from the A horizon. So many of the salts which percolated from A horizon go down to the B horizon. The B horizon also contains a small amount of organic matter. The C horizon is slightly altered bedrock of broken and decayed or decomposed fragments mixed with clay. It rests on the parent bedrock. It is not part of the soil itself because plant roots rarely reach it to the C horizon. Now let's go to the next question: how the Egyptian government solved the problem of the soil erosion. The agricultural land in Egypt was exposed to a big destruction process. The state has issued restrict laws to prevent the manufactures of red brick from the soil of the agricultural land since August 1985. So factories for making brick from clay or cement or other substances in order to save the agricultural soil from destruction were established. Which of the following organisms would probably belong to the same trophic level as bear? We'll have some animals and we need to know which one can be joined with bear as in one trophic level. We have deer, an oak tree, a wolf, and finally a cow. As you see my dear students, bear is a carnivorous animal, and the one here which accompanied with beer in the same trophic level, it is the wolf. Let's go to the next MCQ. Which of the following organisms would probably belong to the same trophic level? As you see, my dear students, we have 4 options: deer, oak tree, wolf, a cow. We need to choose 2 answers for 2 animals accompanied in the same trophic level. It's very obvious, it is a deer and a cow, because both of them are herbivorous. Let's go to the next question. The mature river stage is characterized by presence of specific features such as: is it waterfalls, dry delta, potholes, or oxbow lake? All of these are features for the river, but in different stages. The mature river stage is known by the occurrences of many oxbow lakes, which is the right answer. Let's go to the next MCQ. Delta usually formed in the river at which stage? Is it a capture stage, yes, mature, or old stage? We know that delta is formed when the river meets the sea, so it is in its last stage, which is the old stage. The river terraces are in which stage? Is it rejuvenation stage, maturity stage, yes stage, or old stage? As you know, we start having terraces when the river meet an obstacle and start its rejuvenation. So the right answer here is the first choice, rejuvenation stage. Which of the following elements are represented by percentage over than 25% by weight of the rocks of the crust? We have for our options silica, aluminum, magnesium, and iron. As you know, the silica is 25%, aluminum is 8.1%, magnesium it is 2.1%, and iron is 5%. So the one element here which is forming more than 25% of the weight of the rocks of the crust, it is silica. Also, we have a similar question: which of the following elements are represented by a percentage less than 5% by weight of the rocks of the crust? Is it oxygen, magnesium, aluminum, or iron oxides? As you know, for oxygen elements only 46, for magnesium it is 2.1%, for aluminum it is 8.1%, for iron it is 5%. So the right question here is B answer. Magnesium it is 2.1%, which is less than 5% of the weight of the rock of the crust. Write the scientific. The rock in the same question is, we can consider it as volcanic, plutonic, porphyritic, high weathered, none of these. This is the area where this rock is formed. It is in the surface, volcanic, or in subsurface, plutonic, porphyritic in the middle way, highly weathered, this is surface rocks, or none of this, and we know it is a volcanic rock. Now let's go to the next question. It is a matching question. We have 2 columns here. On the left we have the natural extinction, the recent extinction, change the environment, while in the right column we have leads to the destruction of many species. Also we have is estimated by few number of species, and also we have on the right column is estimated by thousands of species. So we have to match between the two columns. For A, the natural extinction is estimated by few number of species, because this is naturally occurred. However, the recent extinction is estimated by thousands of species, because it is occurred vast and because of the intrusion and intruding of man in nature. So it got many of these species and killed them. Changing the environment, one here which is left, is leads to the destruction of many species. Now my dear students, let's go to the next question. Overgrazing, overhunting, soil erosion, extravagantly in using water. On the right column we have hinders hand reclamations. Also we have expose the surrounding areas to feeding, cause erosion, and finally we have leads to provide the chance for new animal species. Also we have destroys agricultural land. As you see, my dear students, in the left column we have 4 factors here affecting the environment, like overgrazing, overhunting, soil erosion, extravagance in using water. And we have in the right column we have some effects of these factors. As you see, my dear students, the 6 effects here, it is causes the disappearance of some animal species. Now we have to match between the two columns. On the left we have factors and in the right we have effects. Let's see the overgrazing. Overgrazing is causing erosion because it leads to deteriorate the soil from plants and make it liable for erosion. Overhunting, yes, cause the disappearance of some animal species. For the soil erosion, destroy agricultural land. For extravagance in using water, this is hinders land reclamations. Now my dear students, let's go to the next question. How can animal adapted for temperature changes? For the protozoa we have spore and cyst. For bacteria we have germs. This is a kind of changing the form of the animals under hard conditions, making spores and cysts in protozoa or making germs in bacteria. We have another example like hibernation of some amphibians and reptiles. When the temperature decreases or increases, they start having hibernation. Summer laziness, it means escaping from temperatures such as mollusks, insects, and some reptiles. Also we have migration of some animals to other areas when temperature is not suitable. Now let's go to this question. It's about sodium chloride when found in rock form, referred to as. When we find sodium chloride forming a rock, this is referred as rock salt. Rock that is result of compaction of variable decay plants matter is referred to as, which name fitting for this kind of rock, which is resulted from the compaction of variable decayed plant matter. It is cool. Sand is cohesionless sedimentary, ranging in size between 0.06 millimeter and 2 millimeters. As you see, my dear students, for the sand it is ranging from 0.06 micrometers and 2 millimeters. Let's move to the next question. A mud is composed of particles ranging in size from less than 0.04 microns to 0.06 millimeters in size. Let's go to another type of question. What happens if rainwater collected in the inactive volcanic vent? We have a farm here. It forms a rounded lake. Groundwater saturated with carbon dioxide percolated in limestone rocks. Of course, it leads to dissolution of these rocks. Groundwater with acidic by dissolving carbon dioxide and act as weak acid. Completely dissolve rock such as limestone and widen joints, and also making fractures and forming wide caves in limestone, where the conditions have changed to adverse and are not suitable for dissolving this material, and the calcium from water start to percolated limestone so as stalactites and hanging from the ceiling as stalagmites projecting upward from the floor of the limestone cave. What happened if orthoclase is subjected to chemical weathering? As you know, my dear students, orthoclase is composed of potassium aluminum silicate, which is a weak mineral under the effect of carbonic acid formed by dissolving carbon dioxide in rainwater. Hydrogen ions released from the dilute carbonic acid attack orthoclase and will decompose it by losing silica and potassium to give kaolinite, the common clay mineral. What happens if a river meets the sea? A delta forms where the river deposits sediments faster than the sea can remove it. Nile Delta deposition with economic important minerals such as gold, diamond, antimony, and limonite. In Egypt, the black sand appears in North Delta regions as well as in Rashid Coast until Arish in the east, and contains monazite minerals, radioactivity mineral, because limonite and zircon, which are used in ceramics. Also, limonite and zircons can be used in ceramics. Water table near to stream or lake. What happens is in the water table if it is close to the streams or lakes? The water table may be close to the ground surface. As you see, my dear students, this is very high conditions for the water table to be close to the ground surface, because it got many charges from the lakes near it and start to raise its level, so it is close to the ground surface. Water table in desert or mountainous regions. What happens if the water table is close to mountainous region or in desert areas? The water table at greater depths. We expect very low level for the water table in these areas, desert, because of the scarcity of the water in these areas and the rainfall. So the water table will be at very low levels. Fill and space. This is another type of questions. In the energy pyramid, each trophic level contains of the energy as 1 below it. The last percent mostly transferred to which? As you see, my dear student, in energy pyramids, in each trophic level contains only 10% of the energy as the 1 below. This energy is mostly transferred to heat. Thus, if we started with 1,000 kilometers of phytoplanktons, which is in the first trophic levels, we got only 100 kilograms of it will move to the following trophic level in the zooplanktons. So we start having and losing 10% if we consider each level with its amount by kilograms. If we have 1,000 kilograms of phytoplanktons, it is moved to zooplanktons, but only with 100 kilograms. It will become in small fish, in large fish, and 0.1 kilograms in shark or whale, and finally it will be which in man if he fed on these farms. As you see, my dear students, it will become only 10 kilograms in the third trophic level in small fish, also 1 kilograms in large fish, and 0.1 in shark and whale, and finally it will be only 0.01 kilograms in man if he fed on these farms. So we have only 0.01 kilograms in the last trophic level, and we start with 1,000 kilograms in the first trophic level. By this, my dear students, we come to the end of our today's program. Until we meet next time, have my best wishes and goodbye.